Welcome to Amina TV, your trusted source for news, information, and entertainment. Bringing you the latest happenings from Boni and across Liberia. Keeping you informed, educated, and connected to the stories that matter most. From breaking news and community updates to culture, entertainment, and historian stories, Amina TV is your window to the people, events, and development.
Amina TV.
For a more Ribachexik Pro Cut style, you can use.
Follow you, anything you do, don't give up, anything you touch.
So it is indeed a cool evening on the day of Wednesday, the 24th of June 2026, and the day-to-day activities of the Armenian TV network. It is indeed a pleasure on our 6th editions of our show, Let's Talk Liberia. And I'm talking here today. My name is Osman Samula, the host of today's program. We have our panelists, Madam Paulina, and today indeed we have our studio guest. We're going to elaborate on the importance of youth and the problems about drugs in our society. So yes, Paulina, it is a pleasure to meet you today again. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. So I'm excited to be here tonight. I'm on the man, the only female. So it's a pleasure to be here. So as we go through today's program, so we are going to talk about the youth and some of the things that are affecting the youth and what make the youth important in the society. Stop.
Okay, so to our studio guests, we officially welcome our studio guest to our platform, Mr. Wali F.K. Bestman. We say you are highly welcome to the Amina TV network. So it's a pleasure meeting you tonight, and I've been hearing about your one or two in the society as a young journalist, and today we have you. So we have our over topic says, let's talk Liberia. We need to talk about the issues of Liberia. And today you are here to tell us the importance of youth in the society and the problems of drugs. Yeah, so today, let's listen to you first. mute, sir.
Okay, thank you. Like I said, I'm happy tonight to share the platform with you, Lorena, that is Paulina, sorry, the lone, female that is on the platform with us tonight. And it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the great work that you are doing, on this platform. So thank you again. The issues of youth in Liberia is very key. Nowadays, you listen to people, you hear people talking about the youth, because the youthful generation, let's say the population of this country, approximately is 60 to 65% of youth of Liberia, the population of the country. So almost all of the things that people do in this country, one way or the other, the youth have to be part of it. Aside from Liberia, you go to other countries, the youths are the backbone of every society. Everything that you do, the youth must be part of that particular things. Then when the youth are not part of it, it might happen. What you want to succeed, what you want to do, that particular goal that you want to succeed or you want to meet, once the youth are not part of it, you might succeed into it, but it will be difficult at times. It'll be very much difficult at times because the youth, they have the energy, they have that zest, they have that zeal, to motivate others to come to your court. So once you are doing any other activities or taking a project, maybe in your community, in your district, once the youth are not part of it, you always find it difficult. You always see in a community, for example, in a community, you will see the elders will call upon the youth. Once they call for meeting, the first people they will ask for, where are the youths? Because without the youth, they won't do majority of the thing that they want to do. Without the presence of the youth, without the involvement of the youth in the activities of the community, in the activities of the county, in the activities of the district. That's why you see the youthful population in this country every day. People talking about the youth. You see organizations involved into youth, youthful activities, motivating youth, to be better person into society. Because once you are not better person in society tomorrow or today or tomorrow, no one will count on you. Your family alone will not depend on you on things that you're supposed to do as a youth. So your youthful age is the time for you to work, is the time for you to do every necessary thing that you're supposed to do.
Yes, value, bless, we mark you, bless.
Have a network problem sometime in our society, especially Liberia. So we lost our studio guest and we hope he'll be back soon. So Paulina, you are here tonight. You listen to our studio guest talking about the importance of youth in the society. So I guess that you're going to be, going to be talking about what was their value because some of them need to know their value. There are a lot of young people out there who don't know their value. So in doing so, they don't know what it takes to be a youth.
Exactly.
So yeah, here we are. We have our studio guest.
We mark you, bless, we mark you, bless, we mark.
So welcome back. Our studio guest is here, Mr. Bestman. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. So as I was saying, the youth is the backbone, of our father. We are the backbones of our mothers, of our fathers. We are the backbone of the generations that is living now. We are the backbone of present generation, and those that are to come after us, they will be youth. At that time, would not be youth, and according to the standard age or the standard age of youth, according to the United Nations, is between 16, 14 to 35. Yes, maximum is 35. So once you cross 35, you are no longer youth. So there's a saying that says, "Walk when it is day." So it's simply telling us that work when you are youth. When you are a youth, that's the time to put your attentions to your education, to put your attentions to maybe projects that you want to undertake, things that you want to do in your life. Your youthful age is the time you should do everything. Put the bucket under the rain when it is raining. So it shouldn't be dressing how you want to put top there. No, it'll be very much late for you. So you have to work when it is very, very soon. That is your youthful age time. So youth, we are very much important in society. But today, a lot of us as a youth, we are misusing opportunities. There have been a lot of opportunity for some of our colleagues as the youth, but they are misusing those opportunities. Some have the opportunity to go to school. Some have the opportunity to travel out of the country. Some have opportunity to work, in government, in the public, in the private sector. But some of them have misused. Some of them have misused this opportunity. So it brings to my mind that more people, mostly some of our elderly people, this day now they say this day youth are not serious. And I always told them, no, you can say that. Despite people says one apple spoil the whole apple. Yes, that's true. But then we still have youth, that are very, outstanding in terms of making rightful decisions for themselves, in terms of making rightful decisions in society for their family, even in when it comes to schooling. So others youth have has misused the opportunity that was given to them, maybe by people in a governmental cycle. As a youth, you become maybe ministers in government. At the end of the day, you start to misuse the position. Just because you are a youth, so I got to enjoy myself, forgetting to know that there is a tomorrow. There is something called tomorrow. So once you misuse that opportunity, and the elder ones look at you, they say, no, the youthful society or the youthful generation these days are not serious. Just because they provided one opportunity for a youth, that person misuse it. You have to try another person. Try 2 or 3 youths. So if you just caught 10 youths, right? The possibility of you seeing 2 or 3 perfect one, if not 100%, but 90 to 95% committed one. Yes, that's the word. Committed one. 2 or 3 out of 10. You always see 2 or 3 committed youths. And these days, some of our youth now just want to work right after work and get paid or get reward on what they just did for you or for this person. And things don't work like that. The issues of volunteerism. Youth in our society, we are not willing to volunteer. And again, the issues of volunteerism, people take it, they misuse it. Not because a youth is volunteering for you, or a young man or a young woman is volunteering for you, then absolutely nothing is done about them. How do you expect them to transport themselves? Probably the president have a family at home. How do you expect them maybe to feed, their family and other things? How do you expect them maybe to wash clothes or buy soup for themselves to wash their clothes? So people these days now misusing opportunity, but then we as current day or present day youth, we have to dispute that myth, that myth that youth are not serious these days. We have to tell the people that we are serious. They are serious youth. We still have serious Monday youth in the society. Young people are advocating around. Just yesterday, I hosted about 3 to 4 young people under 25. Under 25. They are advocating for saying no to drugs. These are the young people that we are looking for in society, because the drug issue in this country now is overwhelming. Every day you hear drugs. Go into the nearby graveyards. You see young people are on drugs. Some of them we sat in class together, smarter one, brilliant one. Some of them are in the graveyard just because of one opportunity. Just because of one opportunity that they misused yesterday, then they found themselves there. But then, like I said, we still have very much committed youth into the society.
Okay, that's great. So that's it for me. I get it clear. It was clear to those who are seated tonight on your voice about there are people, there are young people who are still out there. They are much beneficiary. They are much important to society. So that means you are talking about, because you talk about the ratio of young people, that is 60 to 65%. So in your observations as journalists, um, among the 60 to 65%, how much percent do you think are more now important to Liberians, to the society issue? I mean, like, how many percent do you think? Listen to me, Mr. Desmond. Desmond, you get me? Olena, you got me?
Yes, yes. It never
Yeah,
is.
because I want to
I
know,
mean,
there are a
broken.
lot of people.
I'm not getting your questions though.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you talk about ratio, that is 60
Yes,
to 65
I'm
percent
saying you're
of.
coming in broken, so I'm not really getting your question.
You hearing me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that you talk about ratio, and the ratio you mentioned here is 60 to 65%. And among the populations of the country, 60 to 65% are youth. Yeah, and this 65% you are talking about, I want to know among the 65%, most important one among them. Because, Paulina, this is it, right? He mentioned about the issues of drugs, but I don't want to go in line with the issue of drugs. I want to firstly know, how can we
The
know,
ratio.
how can we know our value as young people? Because it is much important for us to know our value, because it starts with knowing yourself, who you are.
Sure.
Isn't so? Yeah. So if you know who you are, then you can be able to know how value you
You
are.
know what you're doing.
Isn't so?
Exactly.
So how can a youth
You know how
know who they
important you
are?
are in society.
So let me hear from you. How can a youth know who they are or who he is? How can a young man know who he is? How can he picture himself as who exactly he is?
First of all, as a youth, you're supposed to know how important you are in the society because you are the future leader of tomorrow. In a society, as a youth, if you decide to go forward, everything you're doing, you're supposed to watch your step. Sometimes it can start from small. You carry it up at the end, it be always. Sometimes peer pressure can make the youth then to go wayward. But within yourself, you know you're important as a youth in a society. You know what you're supposed to do. You will get out and do it. They got trade school, they got things. Oh, you can go and do it. Instead of you wasting your time on things that is not important. So if you know your value, if you know you're important, you will know the right path to go on as a youth. You will not mind your friends. You will not mind what people do. Yeah. So some youth they just decide not to do what they want to do. They feel that all hope is gone.
Yeah, Mr. Bestman, the question comes back to you. You mentioned the issues of drugs, and the issues of drugs in our country, like you said, is overwhelming. Is is something that we need to talk about every day. But then, where the public coming from, where it is coming from, because they have certain things they call, they you bring the goods, there will be people who will buy the goods, right? So those people who bring the goods in, they are the first key of people we need to know. Then, how can those young people get to those people who already bring their goods? That's what I want to know. Because if we are talking about the problems here, not only the problems, but we should find a remedy to it. Are you understanding my point?
Mm.
Yeah. So this is what I want to understand from your the importance of you already stated, and I'll give you more time to talk about because there are a lot of young people who are on your voice tonight, listening to you clearly, talking about their importance and what's their stance in the society, right? So for me, I just want to know the angle of which young people driving so much into drugs. That's me. You didn't get me well.
No, can you please repeat the question, please?
Oh my God. Okay, so this is it, right? You talk about the ratio in the first case, you talk about the ratio, the populations of Liberia or the population of our country. 65% of the populations are youth. Isn't so?
Hmm.
Now it means the country is depends on the youth. It's clear. Then you mentions about their value. I mean, they are important in the society. You talk about volunteerism, which is one of the key things I want you to talk about because of our 21st century, there are a lot of young people who don't want to volunteer. That because people who use them for volunteerism, they don't understand the protocol of volunteerism. There is a great reward behind volunteerism, but those people who bring
Hmm.
young people on board, they don't understand the do's and don'ts of volunteerism. So I want you to clearly tell me the angles of drugs and how young people can found themselves into drugs.
Okay. Thank you. So, the issues of drug, um, as a young man or someone that have been, on drug for a while, uh, and there's a saying that says every 1,000 miles, start with a one step. So, some of them will start with something first, maybe the weed candy, the peanut butter. Some of them will start with bit by bit, small, and as you go in further, uh, once you go further, at the end of the day, you want to get more of what you are consuming or what you are taking. So the issues of drug is very much important. That, like you said, taking drugs will not just start, or once someone taking drug will not just start, today I just go maybe to the ghetto or to, the retailer, I just start to take drugs. No, as I said, it will start with something, maybe the candy, the weed candy, they will lick the candy, to get the inspirations of that particular candy. After maybe 1 or 2 days, once they take that particular candy, and they are not getting that inspiration that they really want to get, that vibes that they want to get from that particular candy, they will forget about it and start to take the peanut butter. And you will see it in that peanut butter form of very green in a plastic. So once you lick that peanut butter 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you going small to it. And some of them start to take the empire, some of them start to take the marijuana, some after that the cocaine, the heroin, and so folks. So once you get adapted, or I think addiction is very bad. When you get addicted to it, to leave it, it can be very much difficult. So what we can do as young people is to start the awareness, the issues of drug, to start the awareness to our fellow colleagues. If you take this will be the aftermath. To take it is not a thing, but to leave it is very much difficult. to leave it is very much difficult. Look, I know a guy that they have carried him to a rehabilitation center twice. But then one of the things, the community that you reside in has effect on you. So once you are in a community, you go to a rehabilitation center, then you come back to that same community. The people that all of you guys were consuming those same drugs, you see them, they are still into it. What you will do, your friends, now you want, change, your items, your normal items way. You see them, they are still into the same habits. So you always go around. Oh, these are my friends. I will not abandon them just because so thing. So the issues of awareness on drugs is very much key for our people, for our young people. The others want our own drugs, yes. They started it from our youthful days. They started that particular thing from our youthful days. So once we come up with an awareness, stop this, say no to drugs, like the issues, they say no to drug people. They come in Friday, there will be a huge awareness. They have started their awareness already, though. They have started their awareness already. Nationwide, they have printed T-shirts. Been to different radio stations. Talking about the issues of drug. We all know how drug is harmful into our country. So awareness is very key, and we as young people can use it, for our fellow colleagues to stop taking, stop taking drugs in our country.
That's great. Because I listen to you, awareness. You keep talking about awareness. Is that the only remedy for minimizing drugs? Because I believe that drugs it's just difficult for you to kill drugs in your country. But do you believe that more awareness can minimize drugs?
I do believe, right? Again, carry on the awareness. It minimize draw, but not to that extent. Because once you carry on the awareness, the importers stay importing drugs into your country. And what do you do? What do you do once the importers are still importing the drugs into the country? You still talking to the guy, oh, don't take the thing when you take it a bar. But then when day breaks and go, you see huge quantity to the same place and always taking it. When you go, oh, my friend say, I shouldn't tell you, not go, but when I take it, nothing can happen to me. Because the importers are still importing it, and the retailers are still retailing it to the consumers. So, what we can do is, those importers are the one that we need to target first. Those big hands, what we call the big fish, like the current drug issue, people referring to people as big fish into it. Once you capture those individuals who always import drugs, it will be minimized. Like you said, the issues of drugs cannot be 100% eradicated. It cannot be in any country around the world. It cannot be, but you can minimize it by holding those importers accountable. Once you spar some of them, people of interest, people that maybe you arrest any of them or you confiscate drugs from them, they should be prosecuted. They should go through the ring and part of prosecution. That it should set a precedence. Once another person wants to import drugs into Liberia, they will say, oh, this person or my colleagues have been arrested, the drug was being confiscated from him, and he's currently, going through his punishment. So we can eradicate, we can minimize that. It cannot be eradicated. Never. But we can minimize it as a country by holding the importers and the retailer. Because once a guy are not seeing that substance or substances around, he will not consume it. But once they always see it, no matter you carry on awareness for 100 days, they will stay, go there and consume it.
So, Mr. Bestman, we have our panelists today in persons of Paulina Cooper and I. I'm actually, I'm actually impressed seeing a young like you talking about more of those things. It's actually, it's actually something that we need to talk about every day and now. So, Paulina, let's see from your angle.
You are muted. Unmute yourself.
Paulina. Okay, so while we are with her, so let me just come in, right, best man. So one of the things I see that makes drugs increases every day and now is human right. Are you understanding my point? Human right in every country today are stopping certain things, are stopping people not to be killed. Even when it cause the most dangerous thing in the country, they shouldn't be killed. Human right comes in and tell you that you don't have any right to kill someone. That's the first thing. So you will see a country wherein this country is not is not in line with human rights laws, rules and regulations. Um, Places in Turkey, other places in it will signal to you that if a country doesn't have human right, drugs will be, let's just say, 10% in that country. So the first thing of drugs increasing in every country is start from human right. Because human right comes in our country and tells us that we shouldn't kill people who are into criminality. When we catch them, we should send them, we should turn them over to law. That's one. Two, the government of the Republic of Liberia, like you said, we have big fish. Those big fish, they are government officials, they are officials of government, they work for a big entity, they work for higher position in our countries and other things. That's the second thing. Third thing is our community dwellers. Our community dwellers are not doing well for themselves. Trust me. Come in. If you have a community wherein the community is helping the government to eradicate drugs in their community. Let's say, for instance, if someone is selling drugs in your community and all the members of the community comes together, community dwellers comes together, move to the chairman house, tell the chairman that short initiative, we don't want it in our community. Chairman, please, can you tell this young man that we don't need such initiative in our community? Said it for the first time, second times. If there's absolutely no action taken from that person, the community come together, write the police. If the police can't be able to take them from there, the community can remove them out of the community. It is our responsibility to do so. Are you understanding my point? Hello?
Okay.
Yeah. So the community first, second, the big fish. The most dangerous one is human right. I gave this for free. Human right increases the percentage of drugs in every country every day because we don't want to kill anybody. We don't want to harm anybody. People's lives are more important to us. But if you set an example to someone who sells drugs to young people, look at him, put the drugs into his systems, deal with him physically, let others see why human rights is not, is that coming into it. Tell me, I tell you for sure, you do it for the first time, and you do it for the second time, third time, there will be others will not follow it. Even when I want to do so, what will happen? They will have fear in them. Are you getting my point? But human right is the most human right is the most dangerous organization that comes to all countries to say we come to set the precedent that nobody should be harmed. But those people who bring human right to us, they are harming others. They are killing us slowly. So for me, I see it from that angle that the remedy that we must, because every day now, if we take awareness, talk to our young people, it depends on willingness. You understand my point? It depends on willingness. Because no matter how you talk to someone, if the person is not willing to listen to you, it's vlad. That's trash. You'll be talking to them. So we have Paulina here. Honestly, So for me, from my angle, the first thing, if a country want to minimize drugs in that country, they should get rid of human rights. Secondly, big fish. They should get rid of the big fish in that country. There will be no government officials that will be working for a government and then they form themselves into importing or exporting drugs. It's bad. You understand my point? Now, thirdly, community dwellers have to help the
Yes,
government in the
certainly.
process of fighting drugs. But if the community needs, the community must be able to fight drugs, it should be with what? With understanding and with systems. And that's how I see it. So for young people, we have Marlena here, and we have Wale F.K. Bestman as our student get tonight. We are discussing the issues of Liberia, and that issues is day to day. It can't finish. So Paulina will listen from your angle about how can we eradicate drugs? How can young people be able to fight drugs within yourself? Thank you.
Oh, all right. So I'm sorry, guys. The network is giving out on the night. So on the issue of drugs, right? For example, in my community, the youth that in my community, there are so many. They are selling the drugs. They are taking in the drugs. They are doing so many things. Just imagine when they say that thing, they nothing. You touching and say they get even shake. Because why? That people in the community, they are aware of it. And they're happy because our children selling it and they're getting money out of it. And the DA people, if they having to come in the community,
Bless. Be my key, bless. Let's sing, follow it. We live for the past.
So yeah, Bestman, we need to wrap it up. We're looking at the times. We have 10:53, and Paulina here. She has a little issue when it comes to her internet, and the network is that much bad from my angle. So yes, I want you to go into a conclusion. Bestman,
Century. Be my key, console every willing for the past century.
don't look at drugs. You say drugs is the best thing for you young people. Drugs is not good for any individual. It's not good for anybody. In as much that you want to see yourself good, you should stay clearly far distance from drugs. Yeah, best man.
Okay, thank you. And I agree with what you were saying on the issues of human rights. If we are to minimize drug in this country, and I was in an interaction, in a conversation with the chairman on the campaign "Say No to Drugs." He told me, "President, you know what? I don't think he was bold." He told me, he said, "Best man," he said, "Best man, I don't think we are serious to fight drug in this country as citizens, as government officials, or as country, because the only way we can really fight drugs, this is the same thing that he mentions, human rights, to get rid of human rights, get rid of human rights. At the end of the
Obviously,
day, the penalty, he told me, the penalty for drug, once you are found, guilty with the issues of drug, it should be death penalty. And he told me one of the countries in the Middle East, they don't take side. Once you have been arrested with a drug, even he told me, once you go to the restaurant, you will see that the penalty for drug is death. You go to the modern shop, I mean the mall, you go to the supermarket, you even go to the restaurant to eat. On the menu, you will see it there. The issues of drug, the penalty for drug is death in our country. And he said, once you enter the airport to that party, I just forgetting the country in the Middle East, you will see the huge billboard death. I mean, death. The issue of drugs. The penalty for drug in this country is death. So once you have been caught with that particular attempt, you, no matter what happens, you go or you can absolutely no human right business. So the policy in which that we made as government, as country, that's one of the things that's solving us in this country. The policy. We have other laws.
Comrade, laws
Yeah.
without laws, you will be having laws, you will be having your constitutions. Here I will tell you how your constitution runs.
Right.
And that's bad for us as country.
Yes. That's very bad for us as country. We need to be serious on these things. We cannot have our laws, then a human rights law comes and supersede our organic law. That is the Constitution. The Constitution is our organic law, but the human rights law, they will say, is a universal law, and they supersede the Constitution. Like, how can we manage with that? How can we cope with that? And you talk about the community as well. Yes, the community members, we can help with this, advocacy of drug. Usman, you won't believe, in my community, right? A dealer is in my community. But then, once the community people wants to get rid of her, she would take people in the community. She has informer in the community, even in the DEA, she has informer. People in the community will say, the community people, putting together to come and, do social thing to your area. Right away, she will call her brother. Allegedly her brother. It is alleged that her brother, is in the DEA. And he always around. He's always around with these drug issues. So once the community people, decide to say, today we are getting rid of this, one or two persons from among, the community dweller will call them, the people coming so town. So are we serious? Are we really serious in fighting the drugs? While people will discuss things, at the end of the day, you leave from behind there and go and expose the decision that you as a community, you are part of the community, the entire body of the community took a decisions, they made a decisions in a meeting that want to get rid of certain things in the community that they should be safe. And at times in my community, 10 o'clock, 11, people have been harassed. Their phones, their computers, their bags, their money have been taken from them just because of the same issues. Also, so I was, in one of the meetings I was saying, what was some of us that always coming home 10, 11, sometimes 12?
That means you're on your own. So let me just hold you there. Let me just bring this to your mind, and I want you to look at it from the onset of human right. You see, human right has changed everything and bring modern civilizations to our minds.
Definitely has
Eradicate
changed.
our cultural value. They takes our cultural value from us. They bring their system that they want us to live with, and that system is what carrying out today. Everybody think that civilization life is the life that we need to live. For me, I tell you for sure, if human right keeps telling us that our culture is not value to us, and we should go in line with their rules and regulations, we are not ready to go anywhere. Trust me, it will be very difficult for any country to fight drugs when your cultural value is absolutely taken away. Your cultural value is the most important thing that holds your country moving day to day.
Exactly.
But here is it. Our cultural value, we don't even know who we are, we as young people, because we don't know where the home we're from. Because there is home, there is house. There are people from home, there's people from house. Only cultural value can tell you whether you are from home or you are from house. But this cultural value, the Western world is telling us that it's not value to us, it's not important to us. So they bring human right to tell us that you shouldn't beat on your children when they are doing bad. You should report them when they are getting worse. Report them to the government. Why?
Right.
And they are not, their children are the worst. The Western children are the worst. So our children, they are, imitating those things they do out. And when they are doing it, human rights, they ought not to take any action. So you think within yourself that drugs can be, eradicated or be minimized through awareness, through talking to young people, because it seems to be like you are singing song to someone who is now understanding the song.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know. There are a lot of young people who are seated under our voice tonight. This is it. This is clear to you. If you are out there and you are thinking that the government is trying their best, and indeed they are trying their best, but then to fight drugs, the first thing you must fight is you fight human right. Make everything humanly possible to take human right off your country. Then, if you do so, that means you are ready to fight drugs. Because whatever law you pass, or whatever law you pass is onto your country, it holds. Human right will never interfere. Are you understanding me? As long you have human right moving in and out of your country, you have absolutely nothing to do. Are you understanding me, best man?
Yeah, I'm answering.
Yeah, so for me, that's how I see it. For people saying, let's do awareness, let's create avenue for, rehab center for young people. It's just wasting our time. Those young people will keep going there, they will come out and they will still find themselves in the same position. Like you said, a man went to rehab center two times, twice, and he came back, he's still the same. So what's the change? What exactly is the change?
We know blessing a ring for me. We bless, we bless, we bless.
So we are looking for the change, and the change has to start with we as Liberians. We must understand that our culture is most important to us. It's very important to us. Yes, man. Are you there? Yes, man. Are you there, best man?
We bless, we bless, we bless.
So welcome back, Paulina. We were like discussing about eradicating drugs and how can young people know their value. Start with their value of their house, because I tell you for sure, Paulina, there are a lot of young people. You may know your stance. It comes to you knowing there is a house, there is home. There are a lot of people who don't know whether they have house or they have a home. You understand my point?
Yeah.
Because if you are from a home, you will understand that you have a surname, and that surname must be protected by you. You understand my point?
True.
But if you are from house, you will not understand that you have a surname.
Exactly.
Yeah, you will not understand those things. Because if you have a surname that you must be able to protect, you will understand that this name is your forefather's name, not only your name. There's generation that come before you, they bear this name. You understand me? So that's the first thing. The second thing has something to do with we should understand that in a way, in order for us to eradicate drugs, we must eradicate, we must trash the rules and regulations of human rights. We should stand against human rights. And that's how I see it. With all of these things we are doing, awareness, calling young people on board, talking to them, blah, 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 it works. But the question is, are they willing to listen to us?
Yeah. The mindset. Because the mind is not made up. Because if your mind is made up, you listen to it. But when you decide not to, you won't listen to anything anybody tells you. And you're very wrong. You can go out there today, tomorrow, and go talk to people, say, oh, need drugs or drugs is not good or it damage the system or if that mind is not made up, definitely that person will not leave it. I don't care what you do. Even you carry in the world your drugs from inside and stay, they will still go and go taking that drugs. At the end, either they die or they go mad. So
You know,
sometimes the awareness can help. Coming.
yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes the awareness can help in the process, but at times the big hand into that behind it, they are the reason behind the whole thing. They spoiling the youth too. Just imagine they will get a concert but they giving the drugs to the children to sell it. I was making reference on my community, right? If VA people coming in my community, you will make call to the children. We coming so and so hour. You'll prepare yourself. You'll leave the other gap. You'll run away. All that thing, I don't think it's necessary. At the end, you see them they going so putting camera off, doing all kind of things. Why we can't get to the root of it? Why we can't get to the bottom of it? Because your child is not part of it, your children is not part of it, so you feel what you're doing is very, very important. You're spoiling other people's children. And it's very, very wrong. Very, very wrong. So, and if they take that thing in, they can't listen. When they rather check your thing and say, you don't even have time, you will take it and run away at the end. You'll be the victim. You will end up losing. So instead of all losing, we the youth, we need to come together as one and fight against the drugs thing. Not because your brother, your sister is not part of it. So you will just sit and watch the youth to go wayward and watch the youth to spoil. No. They come together and fight the thing they call drugs. The youth, your middle, your mind. We talk to you from now to judgment day. So then the mind is not made up. It won't work. And I see it to be something that is very demonic because just imagine something that you know is not good for your health and you still running behind it on a daily basis. That my own feeling, I have feel that the whole drug thing is highly demonic. Seriously.
Okay, let me just hold you there. Is that demonic?
Mhm,
It's something we call addiction. Let me tell you certain things. If you are addicted, let's forget about drugs. When you are addicted
mhm.
to alcohol, or you are
Yeah.
addicted to woman, or you are addicted to food,
Mhm.
if you don't take in or you don't do what it takes to calm your inner self, you feel like you are not better. So you have to rush. You will
True.
be in haste. Like something is pushing
So
you.
you
There is
are
a force
supposed to
that is pushing you towards that identical things. You understand my point?
true.
So it's called
Mhm.
addiction. Addiction is
Yeah.
something that is bad in every society. I'll tell you for
Very,
sure.
very bad.
But
Mhm.
these things can only happen in Africa where it can be under control. There is a high percentage of drugs in the United States. There is a high percentage
It's
of
over
percentage
the
of
world.
drugs in
All
the Western world.
over.
But trust me, those things are under control. Are you understanding my point? Those young
Mhm.
people who are taking drugs, they eat on times, they sleep on times, they have everything they need. You understand my point? But comes to
Mhm.
Africa, you don't have food to, you don't have absolutely nothing to eat. You are broke. You don't have anything to depend on. The government, you think that the government is in charge. The government only, they only have their own interest. What comes to your mind? Like you as young people, you as a young person, I don't know. Trust me, it's bad. So Western world, they have everything they need. But for you and I, we are still struggling. I don't see it to be like there is something somebody have to come and preach to you or tell you that stay away from drugs. You
No,
as
some
your
people,
you
if you
as an
go,
individual,
yeah,
you are saying it isn't so.
mhm.
You are seeing others, they are getting damaged in the process. They are not benefiting from those things they are taking. Why must you indulge yourself into it? For my angle, I see it to be like, it's stupidity.
That's the thing
So
about individual differences. The way you may think, other people may not think that way. The way you would do things, other people may not do things that way. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so best man, well, we hear from you in conclusions because we have roughly 10 minutes after 11. So roughly we have 20 minutes to go. Apparently you can just use something around 10 minutes any conclusions of your?
Okay, thank you. You know, the issues of getting rid of human rights in our country is key. Very, very much important. It's a very good issues that you just very good point. Certain one elaborate, that you just raised. But then, do you think our people, our government, do you think our government is willing to get rid of this human rights thing? How will Liberians or Liberia as a whole get rid of human rights? Because human rights, to even train your own child, to even train your own child now, right? To even train your own child, human right will come in. The way in which you will discipline a child, before you know, maybe you will just see women and child right protection people from the police station. You just see them coming along. Oh, child right, women right, human right. So to get rid of human rights in our country, I think it is very much difficult. But then, as human rights laws remains in our country, we will continue to experience all these things we are talking about. The issues of drug, we will continue to experience it. Because, like you said, our culture value is from what our people, our fathers, our grandfathers, our great grandfathers, the way in which they live their life, value, of our culture, present day, just because of this human rights, we are far from it. How do we get it? Is to get rid of the human rights. How do we, as Liberians, get rid of human rights? So, if the government just come out today and announce that we, as a Liberian or the Liberian government, have decided to get rid of this human rights thing, you know what will happen? One, the opposition will run with this, no matter any political party that are in opposition. No matter any political party that are in opposition. They want to take away the rights of Liberians. They want to take away the rights of people. So once you start to get rid of it, people go, and the freedom of speech, all these things are on human right. I'm a right to speak. I'm a right to move around. It's a human right law that it all embedded into human rights. So once you try to get rid of it, you have different fighters. Political pundits will come around, will have their views on it. The citizens themselves. We as journalists will discuss the same thing. What's the rationale behind it? There's some of us will understand the rationale, but then others will not understand it. So as it stands, to get rid of the human rights laws in our country, that is a universal law of human rights. Now I can surely say it supersedes our organic law, that is the Constitution of Liberia. It supersedes it because our culture, we are left it, we have forget about it. Let a child do something, you want to discipline him, or you want to discipline her. Someone will come around, oh, child around. Or sometimes the child will even stand before you, the father or the mother. That's my right. Child right. That's my right to do the one. That's my right to get the things. And that's how the children, we are youth. We can go, about going wayward because you start with child right, that they ball right. That they get right to do they want, to go around, to go out anytime they want to come. So once they start to go out, anytime they want to come, they feel they're coming, and the next time they want to sleep out. They sleep out one time, no disciplinary action taken. They want to sleep out again, so it increase. So once they start to sleep out, the activities that their friends are involved with, they start to get into it. They start to get into it bit by bit. Before you go look at a late now for your child, Then that's the time. So, oh, my child, they want that. So let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. I was in the 10th grade. When I was in the 10th grade, this lady had two children. She had two children. One male, one female. So the male, her friends will always go. So and they your son taking drugs. Or your son, hey, don't bring that to me. My son cannot take this whole thing. My son, no. He said, my son looking in like this, in like that. So once they tell her, you even get angry. Yeah, I'm gonna put my son in that kind of a thing. Because only every day I can see my son. My son not involved with that. At the end of the day, he's at ELWA Junction, loading kekes, loading cars for other people. So if she was going to listen to those guys, the wisdom, the ideas they were giving her, they were just putting her on her guard. That you need to be careful with your son. But she never, took it into consideration. They took it as bad things. The seeing child right thing, she took it, as it is. Then she's involved with that kind of attitude, kind of thing that her son is involved with. So every time she be crying, oh my son, the only good child I get is my daughter. Did you listen to the friends, during those days? When they always need to come to you, oh, mama, your son is involved with this, your son is involved with this. I was around those guys. Some of my friends in high school, they will go and consume that thing and they come, all of us sit together. Even test time, we'll sit together and then do our test together, but not a single day, because I know what I want in life. I know the value, I know the potential as a youth that I have, what I want to get. Because when I look behind me, I have brothers, I have cousins, I have sisters. My family are in the background alone, the background alone that I formed. So I will not go and start to do, things that will not even represent my father. Because when my father is not there, I take, the stands for my father. So the issues of human rights, to get rid of it will take, I'm not even saying it possible, and I will not even say it will take time. It is a very dangerous decision that we Liberians will say, oh, let us get rid of human rights and the issues of drug will be minimized. Yes, it will be minimized, we'll get rid of human rights, but how do we go ahead doing it? They said that we will do it, as referendum. It can be referendum because it is not a law for ourselves. This law was not, made by Liberians. It is a universal law, a universal law, So it was not made by Liberians. It was just brought to our country, and the human rights people took it, yes. And they got human rights defenders now in our country. So once you decide to say, oh, let us get rid of human rights, the human rights defenders, we have institutions for this in our government, in the governmental circle. We have institutions. So once you want to get rid of it, they will let to tell you that, oh, you are taking our job from us as well, because that's their own area of survivability. So I see that very impossible. Maybe the only thing we can do is those who importing drugs, get rid of them. Do we get rid of them? Again,
it's a difficult process. It's a difficult process of getting those people who are importing drugs. It is a difficult process to get rid of them. Human rights will never allow you to kill someone. Human rights will never allow you to. Let me tell you one thing. Like you said, it's impossible. It's difficult to take human rights of your country. But yeah, he said, as it stands right now, there is a clear statement in Burkina Faso that human rights is absolute out of their country, because Burkina Faso believe that human rights is destroying their cultural value. And you understand my point? So it depends on
but Usman, the issue of Burkina Faso force on the Sahel region, right? And we now, as a country, Liberia, we are, a democratic, we are democratic states, right? We
Okay,
consider
that's my point.
democracy. Yes,
That's my point.
we
So the
consider.
only way it can come into reality, the only way it can come into reality is that Liberia should, forget about democracy. Because democracy is not helping us at
Is it
Liberia should
possible?
forget about democracies and we go back to revolutionary government. That's all. I'm telling you, that's reality. If you want to get, if you want to, if you want to take human right of your country, bring the revolutionary government. Revolutionary government is the only government that can fight those things. Because you have
What?
this, you have this those nincompoops sitting in offices, call themselves government officials, absolutely doing nothing. You will see government officials work on it. They are doing absolutely nothing. So for me, from my angle, in order for you to get rid of human rights, the first thing you must get rid of democracy. Because democracy, they impose democracies on the country because they want to control you.
Right.
Are you understanding my point? They impose democracy on every country because they want to control you. They want to control your economy. You want to control your system. And in doing so, you can never be able to shake. Just recently,
Well,
France is
you're
telling the
not
world that
here.
Burkina Faso, you understand my point? France is telling the world that Burkina Faso is this, is that, and they want the international community to come in. Why? Because he's doing everything humanly possible to stand for his people. And that's, for me, I want to see revolutionary government to bring change. If we are looking for change, we are looking for a better change. Only revolutionary government can do that. Democracy is total nonsense. The Western world imposed democracy on us because they want to control our systems. And I don't know for your angle, how do you see it, Paulina?
For me, I don't think it's necessary, right? Let me give you my view. Human right is helping a lot of people because some people they using it to do bad. Just imagine the school they arrested a few times. You saw what they did to the students. They had right to do it. Beat them. When you see the bruise on them, you say what happened. You think it was right. So
So
in cases like
what actually the student did?
mm,
What
sometimes they will
actually the
say the
student
student
did?
come to school late, the student misbehave in class, even
What
at
I'm
that.
saying, what actually the student did?
But you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, they did follow the story to say what. Because for me, I want to know if
Uh-huh,
such information is coming to the public. It should be like what
uh-huh,
exactly the student did, because if you are looking at 21st century of student of our days now, they don't even know what
uh-huh.
they are going to school for. Some of them, their parents just force them to go to school. Some of them, they will just wake up, follow their friends. They see their friends going to school, so they want to go to school, but they don't even have passion for school.
But
Human
like
rights is
what
telling us
see my
that
previous statement
human
I
rights
told you
is
that
telling us that the children should come to
uh-huh.
school anyhow they feel like we should just look at them when it comes in class. We shouldn't beat them when they do this. We shouldn't do absolutely nothing to them. It's bad for our country. It's bad for us as a country. You
For
are
me,
mute.
right, right, very, very right.
Human right is right.
Important. You get me now?
Yeah, human right. You mean human rights is right?
I think it's right, it's very, very important
Human rights is
because
important in the
for you
country.
now, eh? I
Human
think
right
human
is
rights is
important in
very,
the
very
country.
important. Yes, very, very much.
Okay, so
If you
why are you
if
discussing drugs today? Why must you discuss drugs? Why must you discuss the spoiling of children? Why must you discuss the damaging of young people future? Why must you discuss Liberia's remains the same, they can't change? Why must you discuss these issues? If you think that human right is important in our country, then we might not discuss the issue of drugs, we might not discuss the issue of criminality, we might not discuss the issue of corruptions, because corruption itself it comes from democracy, and democracy is imposed by the Western world on our African country. So if you are saying human rights is important in our country, then there is absolutely we can just clamorize this whole thing is about it's causing the dangerous of drugs and how can we eradicate drugs, all those things, blah blah blah. So for me, maybe that's your point of view. So who am I to hold you for your point of view?
Mm. Without him already, you'll be sitting over there talking. You won't say anything because he has a right
and,
of speech. Well, that's the reason he's sitting talking. So human rights is very important, very, very much important.
and so Usman, I think the issues of human rights. I think the issues of human rights, right? Is this part is not a law that was made by Liberians, but under our law, there should be some amendment in the human rights law. There should be some amendment because
Elena, human rights is important in our country.
what are you saying?
Do you agree with Paulina that the human rights is important in our country?
Human rights is important to some extent.
Some
Human rights
instance.
is important to some extent. Okay, listen. If someone is being harassed, molested, or maybe been raped, you always see human rights, folks will come in, with such of things, to defend, or to raise the issues of that particular persons. It is their right. And that's one of the importance of human rights. It has the importance and it have the bar, the non-importance area, right? So when someone is being raped, someone's been molested, sexually harassed, maybe to a workplace, human rights will come in, to raise the issue that this person is involved with social act. But then on the other end, the issues about these drug issues that is affecting the life of us, of our people in this country. That is the bad aspect. That is the bad part of it. And that's what I said. There are some portions of it that needs amendments, that needs to be changed. Mediate the issues of drugs. But when it comes to defending people, defending the issues of rape, defending the issues of harassment, molesting to workplaces, that is the part I love, for the human rights aspects. That is the part I love. And when it comes to disciplining your child, it should be removed.
No, you don't have to say it should be removed. You don't have to say it should be removed. So I don't want you to use the word it should be removed. Because if you are saying
some people don't even know how to
for
do
me,
something like that.
okay, for me, from my angle, I'll tell you human rights are important. In the first case, we have rules and regulations. We have
100%.
We have constitutions that constitute our lives.
You mean 100% is not important?
Yeah.
101, no, not just 100%, not just 100%, it's 110%.
What?
I don't want you to take 100%. I want you to take 110%. Let's look at you talking about women being harassed, women being raped. Government of the Republic of Liberia has laws. They have constitution, and in our constitutions they tell us that there are certain things that you're not supposed to do as an individual or as a citizen, and the constitutions are something that we must observe. It governs us, isn't so?
Yeah.
Now we live in the constitutional right, or we live in our constitutions. We are listening to our constitutions of the Western world. If you are saying that women must not be raped, in your own mind, in your own sense, if someone raped an individual and you do a strong investigation on that individual and you find out that the person raped this lady, must human rights comes in to tell you that the person needs to be penalized or he needs to be punished? No, your constitutional law already tell you that if such thing happen, he must be penalized. That's it.
And sometimes they are there to impose it because the prosecutor
they are not there to impose it. Human right is not there to impose. Human right is not there to impose, a
I'm
law
talking
of a
about
country.
enforce. I'm talking about enforce. So enforce that
The
particular case.
enforcement
They
comes from the
enforce.
government. You understand my point? The
So
enforcement, it
not
comes from the
follow the
government.
government. Now what are you trying to
Hey,
say?
listen, the
Eh?
human right is imposed by a
Right?
Western
That you
wall.
see people being raped. At the end of the day, maybe the person is in government. Look at what happened at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Up to today, have you heard anything from that case? No. If it was a common man, then by now the person is behind bar in
Ah,
South Beach at the Monaco
you
Center
are on
Prison.
Facebook. Everybody
So
see
And
it.
why human right comes in to do a strong investigation and bring the person. If you are saying human right is supposed to come in and bring a strong investigation and bring the person to law. That's my point. Are you understanding my point? Okay, that comes to the issues of you talking about jobs. You talking about training your children, bringing them up in the rightful manner.
yes,
Human rights will tell you that in your home, your children have right. Our culture
Yeah.
says your children have right, but they must be trained in accordance
Yeah.
with your culture. Are you understanding my point? But human rights is
Yeah.
telling that your culture is not valid to you and neither your children. So what is the importance of human right to our society? Let's forget about rape, because rape is an issue. It must be dealt with. People must be punished on crime they
and
committed.
there were that came here and there were that came here and said there should be some amendment into those laws. Some portions of it should be amended.
For me, human rights is not important to me in a country because it brings divisions, it brings separations. A man would not be able to control his children at home. In doing so, the society become worse. I tell you this for free. As more society become worse from the home, when it become worse, the society become worse. Don't you think so? Do you think a man who from a home in a own right sense will look at a lady and molest her
No.
when he know the value of women? Do you think so? Let me ask you, Paulina. Do you think a man from a home who knows his value, who knows how responsible his family name is, if he go in such act, what becomes of him? What becomes of his family? Do you think in his right senses, he know his cultural value? Do you think he will be able to drive into it?
You won't do it.
So when the home become worst, when human rights make our home worse, you will see a girl at her age wearing short knickers. I saw a girl walking along the road. Come on, that take for instance. For crying out loud, human rights tell us that we should allow our children to dress the way they want to dress. Isn't so? Human rights tell us to allow our children the way they want to talk. Human rights tell us to do so. Human rights tell us that we shouldn't beat on our children when they are doing certain things. We should be able to handle them amicably. That's what they said. They said to us. Now,
But yeah,
I saw a girl working on the road. I saw a girl working on the road, naked. She just she got on just bra and a short skirt. Everything about her was showing. Do you think the society is not becoming ever? You seated there, you are talking about human rights is important to us. For my angle, I will tell you 100% human rights is no important to any African country.
So
If our home becomes,
very important. Eh?
are you
You
understand?
know,
Is
important in the
it?
Western world. What are you in the Western world important? Eh? Why important in Africa?
Let us do their thing there. It's not important to Africa. Can you imagine children
It's
of our days?
important.
We don't respect our parents, we don't respect others. We talk to anybody anyhow because there is no system, no culture, there is nothing called training, there is no home training. Christ take home training from us. You will see
Our
people
people
without
get a
understand that.
saying they can say, I'm not going to you of it. They get a saying they can say, you can born a child, you can't born a hat.
That's
You
black
born a
eye.
child, hat, that child will not get it. I want to say
That's
in the
black
future,
eye. There are three things. There are three things you must give to children. One, teach them about your culture. Teach them about your what? Your culture.
culture.
In teaching them about your culture, teach them who your creator is. Tell them about God. Tell them about how value God is to them. makes them train their internal soul. Are you understanding my point? Train their internal soul, whether you're a Christian or you're a Muslim or you're a Buddhism, train your children in your religion aspect. Educate them. When you are educating them, always be with them in line with the training of your culture. But human rights is telling you and I that those things are not necessary. Let the children go to school, learn the best of things, let dress they're supposed to dress the way they want to dress, let them talk the way they want to talk. Let me give you an example. I come to you, Paulina. Can your mother be talking while you are talking?
No.
Can you do that? But it's happening. Human rights tell us that when
But-
your mom is talking, you can talk. And when you look at those things, let me ask you, Mr. Bestman, you have a child at home, and your child is sacking. He put the trouser right at his knee, walking right before you, and you are looking at him as a man of your house. You are looking at your son. Human rights telling you that you shouldn't beat on him. You should be able to train through the rifle procedure.
But
Is that the important you are talking about?
children? Beating can train children.
No, I'm not
No,
saying beating
no,
can train
no,
children.
no. Partner,
Yeah.
I understand his point, right? Um,
I understand what
what
he's saying.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, not only beating is not only the disciplinary measure for students.
You
They
can
have
talk to the
different,
child.
disciplinary measures.
Different
They
way.
have this
Punish
stuff.
the
No,
child.
listen. So the
Yeah.
question was okay, Usman. For me, I don't want to do that. Some of my little brothers, right? Once I see you putting your trouser down, the first thing I will do, I mean, put your trouser up. That's the first. That's the first warning.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, it is my foot that will kick you with. That's the next one.
Human
Because if
right
I
will hold
do it,
you. Human right will hold you. Don't try it.
Him or not just hold you that it depends. They come and kick you again that child.
Do you know
Yeah.
yeah. So
I mean, do you know the actions? Let me tell you, there are certain
In case
actions you
he
will
kick
take.
that, in
You
case
don't
he
know.
hit that child, right? And that child fall on her head or something in her arm, some part of the body break. Then you don't expecting him or to come in. Him or will
What about
definitely
the
come in.
testicle of that young man? What about the testicle? You are kicking his butt. What about his testicle? What happens to it? And unfortunately, you mistakenly, kick one side, the left side see loss. What happened?
But
Human right will hold you.
yeah, they will hold you for it because when you kicking a child,
This
it's
is
going to
what we
be
are
my fault.
saying. Now, this is what we are saying.
So you the parent and you be careful when you doing things. Human right important. I'm my saying human right is very, very important. Very, very
You
much.
haven't given me the reason why human rights is important. You're just saying human rights is important, human rights is important. Why human rights is important to us, we as Africans?
No, just say American.
That's me.
I mean, ah,
That's
you know,
me.
me human right can step in.
Yeah, and for me,
and I'll always say this,
I don't like to
right?
be I don't like to be on the right side of certain things. I like to be on the wrong side. And if I am wrong tonight, there will be a lot of people out there who will critique what I will say. For me, I'm looking at it like if our home becomes better, human rights will benefit from us. And you understand my point? If our home becomes better, the society becomes better. If our homes becomes better, our schools, our institutions becomes better. Because everything starts from our home. The worst thing today we have that we are fighting against, even not drugs, but it's corruption. It starts from our home. The reason why you see corruption is increasing day by day because we don't understand where we come from. Where we come from is home. People are coming from house. Those people who are coming from houses are nincompoos who are leading us today. And this is the reason why corruption becomes the most difficult thing to fight. Are you understanding my point? Human rights will tell you that people who are corrupt, when you find them guilty, you shouldn't do anything to them. Freeze their
Take that
account, let them go free, blah blah, take their money. They are still working freely in society.
But we have
They
law.
misuse
We have
public funds. Yeah, come investment.
future according to our organic law. That is a constitution. It's in a constitution.
But you're talking about enforcing, you talk about human rights enforcing those constitutional laws. This is what we're saying. You and I were saying the same things. You are talking about human rights enforcing our constitutional. So if human rights is enforcing the organic law of the country, don't you think it becomes bad?
Like I said, I'm looking at it from the both ends, the good side and the bad side.
For me, it doesn't have any good side. It doesn't absolutely have any good side. I've been serious.
For me, I love to be objective in my discussions, right? I love to be objective, but you want to be me on this topic. You want to be subjective to it because it is affecting. Honestly, it is affecting us negatively. It is affecting us as country, as Africans, as Liberians, because of certain portions of it. That's what I said. Some portions of it should be changed, should be amended, and some should remain just for our country. Some portion of it should remain there to save people. So you now come.
Okay, someone asked a question. Someone just asked a question. Let me just read the phone line, and there'll be people who call. Someone just asked a question, and I want to pose the question to Ina and Mr. Bestman. The question is, what benefit are we getting from the homehold being on Africa country? What is the benefit? This is a question from someone who asked a question. It's best to say, what exactly is the benefit getting from the homehold being on African country? Can you answer that question? I mean, like, can you answer that question, Paulina? What is that? What is that benefit?
Come again.
What is the benefit of African country? What is the benefit of African country from those, those people we call human rights, those entities, the institutions of human rights? What is the benefits of African country? So if you are listening tonight, this is a show we're talking about the issues of Liberia. The number is 0776035998, 0776035998. Better still, you can just text us on our official page. Just text us your question, and probably the studio guest will answer some of the questions. Yeah, so the question goes to the studio guest. The question is, what is the benefit on African country from the, from human rights?
Are
you there? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm not
Yeah, so the question is, what is the benefit of African country benefiting? What is their benefit when it comes to human rights? What human right benefit on African country? What exactly African countries are benefiting from human rights? Are you there?
We bless. They can't touch your blessing. None of them can touch your blessing.
Absolutely, tonight discussions, I will tell you for sure, human right doesn't seek any interest of African country. Because if they can stop our culture, if they can put stop to our value of our culture, definitely we can be able to work with our culture. Children will not value their parents. Children will not value their society. If you find these things happening, I'll tell you for sure, we are going nowhere. So, Bestman, the question is, what is human rights benefit in African country?
The benefits of those institutions.
But what is human rights benefit on African country?
Let me specifically talk about our country, Liberia, because I'm not, in other African countries. We have benefits. We have benefits.
So before you answer the question, let me just play this for you. One more freedom. So let's listen to you. That's freedom fighting. They are fighting for freedom. Listen so. Yeah, so the floor is yours. What is the benefit of human rights on African country?
So, like I was saying, I will speak specifically for my country. Despite I have been to some African countries, but I'm not aware of the culture there, the activities when it comes to human rights. So I learned a few things. And these are some of the benefits. One, advocates for people who have been harassed, people who have been raped, people who have gone through a lot of process that they needs, their rights to be restored. For example, if I happen to, to be in a position, maybe a turning position, even though it's not my right, it's a privilege to serve in a position, like that. But then I have certain amount of time, left of time, that I have to serve the public of the Liberian people for. But then at the end of the day, or to my utmost surprise, I just been removed illegally. I just been removed from my, positions. So you always see people will go to court in such a case, they will hire human rights lawyers. That's why we have human rights lawyers. We have lawyers for human rights. We have lawyers and we have human rights defenders. You always see people or hear people defending, those issues, those people. That their rights needs to be restored upon them. And one of the rights is when you go to court, you have a right to hire a lawyer or a counselor. That's one of the benefits of human rights.
No, you there. Is that a constitutional law that if you have a right to hire a lawyer, is that a constitutional law?
I'm not hearing you.
It's not a constitutional law that if you have a problem, they take you to court. You don't have right to hire a lawyer. The Constitution doesn't give you the right to hire a lawyer.
The Constitution gives you right, but the human rights, the human right law backs it up as well. The human right law backs that up. Yes, it backs it off. So you have rights to legal team. You have rights. Even though it is in the Constitution, yes, you have rights. These are some of the benefits. But then, like I said, they are the good component of it, but the bad component of it as well. So we need to look at it and reverse some of these things. Like the Constitution and the Governance Commission, they have a 2-day symposium.
I'm going to ask you a question. Let me just hold you there. I'm going to ask you a very simple question. And this comes as the discussion for human rights being important.
The parts that are not being
important.
We need to change it.
So, Paulina and Bestman, this is my question to both of you tonight. Incident went in the Grand Cape Mount County. There's a company that mines in Cape Mount called Beer Mountain, which you know of. Are you listening? Are you hearing me, Bestman? Hello, Bestman? Bestman, are you hearing me? Okay, my question here is that the company that reserve in Grand Cape Mount County is called Beer Mountain, that you know of. Beer Mountain honor annual budget is closer to $1 trillion of United States dollars. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Their annual budget is closer to trillions of United States dollars. Billions of United States dollars. Are you understand what I'm saying? Now, the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, in person of um um sorry, Jeremiah Pancon, right? He paid a visit to the Bear Mountain, and then he realized that they are taking more than what they are giving to Liberians. What did human rights do about the incident that citizens of the country, they are not benefiting from their resources? What exactly did human rights do or did about it?
You know, that's a very interesting question. Very much interesting, right?
Interesting.
There have been several issues
Paulina,
when it comes to being.
Okay.
There have been several issues when it comes to bee mountain thing. The social corporate responsibility, you know, human rights defenders or human rights activists have been raising concerns, about it. And like you said, the annual budgets about billion, right? Not Liberian dollars, though, United States dollars, because they are mining, minerals, from our country, carrying it, to their country. So the vice president having to go there. Firstly, I was talking about the social corporate responsibility, the needs to lay up with it in a concessions agreement. There are things that is supposed to provide, for the Liberian people, mostly people living in the western part of the country. Maybe safe drinking water, safe latrine, all these things. It is their rights, as people in that particular place. So the vice president going there to know what are they doing, how many minerals they are taking from our country, they are extracting from our country, carrying it. So, and I will be very much truthful to you on this. I have not heard any human rights activists or any human rights defender talking about the issues or the visitation of the vice president in that particular place, the outcome of it. Since he visited,
so let me just hold you there. let me just hold you there. Do you know that citizens of Cape Mount, they have been marginalized? They have been they have been marginalized in every because someone working for 1,000 United States dollars and they are paying them $210 per month. The person's annual salary, the person's monthly salary is 1,000 United States dollars. The same human right. Can you run to the devil and tell the devil that I need you to pray for me? Can you run to the devil to do so? Paulina, I'm asking you, you are a Christian, right? Can you run to the devil and tell the devil that I want you to pray for me?
Yeah, no.
It will never happen. You can never go to human right, because human right is the same people that they are the same people that they are mining in our country, taking our resources, carrying it out. They will never speak about of those things. Human rights are the people that taking our resources from our country. They make us to, they separate us. They take our culture from us, because our culture brings unity. Our culture brings understanding. If we all come together as Liberians, we can be able to protect our resources. But the human rights is telling us that no, let's bring human rights to them. Let them understand that their culture is that value to them. Let's separate them. That's the only way we can be able to benefit from their resources. And this is what's happening. And you are telling us that today that human rights is so important to us as Africans. We need to look into this statement. Maybe some other time we'll bring you on board to tell more. Maybe you don't have, because I'm not seeing both of you are not giving me a reason why human rights is important to us, we as Africans.
So quickly, the issues of this human right, right? About people not speaking about the vice president visitation. And I tell you that the agency or the institutions, the human right institutions under this government is challenged. The human right institution is very much challenged. The lack of funding.
Challenge with what? What are they challenged with? Best man, are you
The
there? What are they
director of the
challenged with?
human right, the director of the human right institution, the national, I think human right, I think in the something in human rights commission don't even have a car. The director, the executive director, don't even have a car. He's using his own vehicle. Some of them, some of the
What's he
directors,
doing? What is he doing? What exactly is he doing before the government should buy a car?
they are, but they need to be empowered to carry on their operations. They need to be
Empower
empowered by
on
the
what?
government to carry on their operations.
Okay, so let's listen to Paulina. Paulina, what's your take on human rights being
If
important
he
to
doesn't have
you?
mobility to, if he doesn't have mobility to go to Cape Mount, how will he know? If he doesn't have the resources
You
to go
want
to
to
Cape
go?
Mount, bombing,
Can you move the devil
how
to
will he
ask the devil
know?
to pray for you? Can you
So you
possibly move to
always
the devil and ask the
observe
devil to
that
pray?
in a governmental cycle that once people, even if he goes there, the vice president been there. So and I always look at things both sides, right? The vice president been there. So anything people tells him, once he go there, try to uncover some things. But the vice president, maybe he might receive call from the vice president. Oh my man, what you doing? You have to slow down. And that's the vice president. So, and these are things that not supposed to be happening in our country. These are things that are not supposed to be happening in our country. So if you receive call from the vice president, definitely as a commissioner, I have to slow down because once you may phone, your job is at risk. So these are things that are not to be happening in our country. So the institution responsible for this needs to be empowered. The issues of funding, the issues of mobility. You don't expect that man every time. How much money somebody pay him? You use the money to go to Kmart and come back, to go to Nimba and come back. No, you don't expect him to do all these things.
Okay, so let's listen to Paulina. And for a close, we need to go. We need to wrap it up. We have 2 minutes to 12 o'clock, and I believe that we are exhausted all of our times on the issues of human rights being important and being not important in African countries. So let's listen to Paulina. Let's talk Liberia tonight. It is the issues that we need to talk about day to day. Paulina, what's your conclusions on your Let's Talk Liberia?
Okay, so my youth out there, let's keep on doing awareness, doing what is right, so that we can move Liberia forward. And by the help of God, one day, Liberia will be just free. Yeah, we pray so, and we hope that one day our country will be free from this thing we call drugs, that our youth will be free from drugs.
Okay, so what's your conclusion, Mr. Bestman, your motivational thought or your motivational words towards the young people who are listening to your voice tonight? Bestman, you hear me?
The
Yes, I
network.
can hear.
Yeah, so just 1 or 2 words of motivations to young people who are sitting under your voice tonight.
Okay, thank you. So uh to conclude, and we just want to say thank you, first of all, for the invites. And we hope we look forward to maybe another invitations in subsequent time to talk about some issues as well. The issues of human rights, the issues of drug, the issues of youth in our country is very key. As a country, despite you are saying, Usman is saying we should get rid of 100%, and it is very much impossible. It is very much impossible as a country to get rid of
I
human
don't
rights.
know.
Is not important to our people and to us as people. So let's go back to our culture, our normal way of treating our children. Despite we have human rights, but others people will say, yes, we have human rights, but I need to train my child the way in which I was trained by my father. So we need to train our kids, bringing moral. You see, people these days, some of the schools are not teaching moral lessons to our students. Moral lessons are not being taught at all. And these are things that some of us learn in school, in high school. We learn it from our parents. Or you see a group of people sitting, you don't just walk, between or among them to just pass. No, to shake people's hand. You have to shake hand with respect, to talk to people, eating with other people. Even if your stomach fail, you will leave sitting there holding that pen until the food finish before you wake up from there. And this is not happening. So once they bring the food this day, the first person I was trying to take fish or meat is a little child. Once you take the big meat, hold it and eat it. These are the morals, upbringing of kids. When we eating with people, you will not even eat meat until the food finish. The one I will eat in the pen is for you. The one that remains in the pen is for you. But we have to stand tall. We have to respect, our culture. We have to bring back our culture, and the issues of human rights is important in some way, somehow. We cannot get rid of it 100%. So why when someone is being raped, someone is being affected with certain issues, and the people, human rights people want to come in and defend that and protect the person? So you say it's not important? No. And we are saying there should be some amendments to the human rights law, and the issues of drug. Those who bring in drugs into the country, the importers, once you have been caught, you should be arrested, prosecuted. You should be prosecuted, not because your father is in government, your father is a minister, or you are a director of social institutions. Then at the end of the day, your name should be, hidden. And while others, the commoners, name will come up, they hold the drugs. Imagine when they arrest them, they will hold their drugs in their hand, and they take their picture and post it on Facebook. What more about the beef fish? What more about the beef fish? You cannot, do that to the commoners. Then those are in position, and then forget about them. So we need to stop that. We need to stop, taking actions. Those policies, those laws that we have on the book, we need to.
Paulina? Yeah, so it is what it is. Today is Wednesday, the 24th. Today is not Wednesday again. We are already in Thursday, the 25th of the 25th of June 2026, and we are exhausted of our times. So I'm just going to say I don't have much to say. First, let me say thank you to our studio guests. Thank you for honoring our invite, and I just pray and hope that this continue on our platform day to day and every day. I would love to see you here every day if you want to talk about an issues, the Amina families, or this is your home. You are highly welcome at any point in time. You hear me? Paulina, this is your home. You don't need invitation again. So we don't need to
I know
invite you
that.
again. Yeah, this is your home, and we
Thank
already
you.
you as a family. So to all of the young people who are on my voice tonight, I would like to say I want you to ignore the issues of human rights. Value yourself. The first thing you should do, you should value yourself. Value the home you came from. Value the people you are with. Most importantly, or especially your parent, they are the first people in your life that you must be able to value, respect, and honor. Value the society, value those people who are in the society, including the elders, the young people, the generations that come before you and after you. Protect your country, both in and out of your country or your community. Protect yourself from substance. Protect everything you have. Because I'll tell you this for free. There will be absolutely nobody can make Liberia to be Liberia except you. You are Liberian. If you die today and everybody died today in Liberia, there is absolutely no Liberian. So who makes Liberia is you. If you are gone, there is absolutely no Liberian. If you are damaged, Liberia is damaged. If you are damaged totally, Liberia becomes damaged. So I'm saying this to you tonight. Focus on yourself, focus on your country, focus on your people. Be always there to be meaningful impact in your society, because the society depends on you. The country depends on you. To our government, and I know there are people who are out there who work for government and they are listening to us tonight. I'm saying this, let the government be able to try to indulge our culture into institutions. Let them forget about human rights. Let them bring our culture back in our institutions. Teach the children about beta ball. Teach the children about pepe. Teach the children about calabash. Let them understand the do's and don'ts of the culture. Let them understand how value culture is to them. Forget about human rights. Make them to understand that everything they have in this life that they will be able to protect is Liberia. So I suggest, or I say this to you, government officials, bring this as a dialogue to your table. Let there be a cultural value in our institutions. Build Liberia, think Liberia, and always love Liberia, because it is what you have, and there is absolutely nothing you have beside Liberia. Thank you for today. I will see you on our next edition. So that's it. I leave you guys for today, and I see you guys on a very good day again.
All right, thank you.
They were freedom fighters. When they were coming, they said they were liberators. But when they killed their crown, they changed their mind. When they killed their crown, they changed their mind.
Welcome to Amina TV, the voice of truth and excellence. We are committed to bringing you the highest standards of journalism. Join us as we illuminate the path to a better future. From the heart of Liberia to the world, bringing you trusted news, education, culture, and entertainment. Welcome to Amina TV Network. We are the gateway to the Kwadu Boni future. Join us as we explore innovation, culture, and a world of possibilities. My name is Vamuyan Edukuli, your presenter and moderator. Salaam alaikum. Kwadu Boni will only grow when we empower our people through micro-projects.
My greetings to the people of Kwadu Boni. I'm happy to be back home. I am here to listen to your stories.
We, the sons and daughters of Kwadu Boni, have decided to bring some happiness to our people. We are working on a project to help you all. We live in the United States and we are trying to invest in our own soil. Therefore, we need your support to make this happen. We are your children, and most of us are going to put our dimes and quarters together to transform Kwadu Boni. Our dreams cannot be realized without your efforts and support. We are one. One destiny, together we can attain it. Yes, we are one. We need your support, and we are sure we will succeed, inshallah. You, the elders, are the one that will make this happen. My colleagues will be coming from the United States to do the groundbreaking. One Kwadu Boni, one people. May Allah bless us all.